A century ago, the railways of Aberdare were the lifeblood of the Cynon Valley. Now, the line west of here is closed. But what impact has this had on the town and its people?
Once upon a time, I worked here at Aberdare High Level. When I first came here, I was 18 years of age, 1979. I used to work in the co-op in Aberdare. Got a bit boring, and somebody said to me, "Come on, join the railway and see the world." That was his very words. So I came here, and I got as far as 7 Tunnel Junction. A lot of the men working here had been working for years, you know. They were 60-year-olds, been working for the war and all that business. And I had tales of when they used to travel from Aberdare to London. It used to take them 2 days to get there. So you'd travel to London one day, stay at Old Oak Common, and then travel back from Panton the following day. A double home trip, they used to call it, yeah. On the old steam trains then, of course. Quite a lot of activity going on then, when coal was king. Obviously, Tower Colliery, there was a regular service to get coal from there, which we took to Aberthaw. We had Mountain Ash, Lady Windsor Colliery in Abercynon, Merthyr Vale, Mardy Colliery. Now, of course, since the 80s when all the pits shut, the line west of here will be no more. And we will be left with our couple of carriages back and forth to Cardiff on the commuting trains. The railway now forms a small part of the connection. Roads have taken over. It would be nice to think the railway could make a comeback and there'd be more trains and they'd all be packed. But there wouldn't be more trains and they wouldn't all be packed. It is sad. But times change, things move on, and the future will tell us if it's for the best or not.
Well, I have to travel from Hampshire and then have to get up to Reading and then across to Cardiff and then up to Aberdare. So that's my journey every Friday afternoon and then back every Sunday. Well, I graduated from university in the summer and now I've got a job as an assistant teacher in a private school in Hampshire. It's very posh. So I'm there all week and then I come home every weekend and Valley people who have been away and you know, got degrees or whatever can't find jobs in this area. It's quite sad, really. There are some people who do go away and would say, "Oh my God, I would never move back to the valleys ever." But no, that's not my attitude. This is my home and I'm proud of it. I'm really, really proud of where I come from. Yeah, Aberdare is the end of the line, but it's fabulous. Why would you want to go any further? But no, I don't think that it gives people a mentality of this is the end of the line, this is it for you, this is all you've got. No, not at all. It's the end of the line, so when you're coming back from work, if you fall asleep, you can't get lost, can you? I get on the train in Aberdare to go back to work or whatever, I just get a real sinking feeling, especially as you see the little Aberdare sign going past the window and I'm waving away to my mother until she's out of sight. And then I usually cry for about 10 minutes. So it's a real sinking feeling, like I'm leaving something that I really love behind.
From a young age, when I left school, at 16, I went to work in Cardiff because I found there was no opportunities in Aberdare. I just thought I'd see more of the big wide world than if I'd stayed in the valley itself. Growing up in the area that we're in, when I was young there were still mines open, and I suppose I thought maybe I'd go into that sort of thing. But as I grew up, I remember the miners' strike, and I lived right by the furnace-site plant. And even though my father didn't work in the mines, it still affected a part of my life because all my friends' fathers were all there, and I suppose I seen how they went through. And as they started closing down, I did wonder what kind of opportunities there would be for myself when I grew up.
Okay, for rehearsal, please stand by. And action.
I work as a supporting artist on Pobl Cwm. I had a lucky chance of a job once, and I turned up. There was people that I was in school with who were the main actors, and I just took it from there, really. And I thought, well, there's no reason why I can't do it if I try hard enough.
On to the dairy bar, please.
As an actor, I've got to travel to Cardiff every day. I travel 5 days a week. I don't get the opportunities here at all. When you took a look at Aberdare, it's the end of the line, really. Because once you've got to Aberdare, that is it. You can't go any further. But my heart will always be here. My friends, my family, my roots are here. And it means a lot to me. I can't see why we should have to move out of the valley, really, to look for employment. It's pointless looking back on the past of what has been, which happens a lot in the valleys. They're still thriving on the coal mining industry and things like that. Well, that's gone. We've got to look to how we can build things in the future now.
If I was on Aberdare train station, actually leaving Aberdare and perhaps living in Cardiff or outside Cardiff to get a job, it would be quite upsetting. I think most of all because of my family, and the actual area is a nice area to live. It's small, so the community and everyone in it is very close. The actual greenery and the mountains, I think, closing in obviously because it is a valley, and they just surrounding us, keeping us in as a community. I think it's changing a lot. Like, there's more houses here now at the top of the actual park here. There's more houses being built further and further down, so it is losing some of its scenery and some of its land, but hopefully it won't take over as much because it's still very beautiful with the lakes and the mountains, so hopefully it'll just stay as it is. Geographically, Aberdare is the end of the line, but psychologically I don't think it is. How you feel about it, I don't think it is.
In tomorrow night's programme...
The choir was the first Welsh choir to sing behind the Iron Curtain. We've been invited to sing with the great Paul Robeson. We've sang on Table Mountain in Cape Town.
We weren't supporting apartheid, we were opposing apartheid.